What's going on, guys? Welcome to Late Night Faith. My name is Rabbit, and tonight we're going to do a review on the Mutation X and a build on there. If y'all haven't seen yet, this is the Mutation X. This has got the cloud cap on here, the original cap. Looks like that. Got your fins on there. It does have the adjustable fins where you can get your 9 airflows on each side. You can adjust it down whichever way you want. Pretty nice RDA. This makes the 4th or 5th one I've owned. I've given away. I've had authentics, I've had clones, and this is a clone. The O-ring on this one are kind of janky. I'm not really happy with these O-rings, but as far as the machining, the post, the design, everything being pretty much the same between the authentic ones and the clones. So we're going to dive down right now into a build. Keep in mind this is an advanced vapors build. We're going to be using Gplat wire. Parallel build is going to be very low ohms. Make sure you use safe batteries. Use the eFest purple, the 35 amp like this. Sony VCC 4s or 5s. Just make sure you're doing battery safety and you know what you're doing. And we're going to dive down and build this and show you guys how to chuck some clouds here. Okay, so we're taking a look at the Mutation X. This is how it comes from the factory, with the 9 holes on each side. And you got your heat reduction fins up here on the top. The top comes off here, and you have some fins here, and this helps to block the airflow as you come around. You actually close off some of those hoses and reduce your airflow. Now, wide open, this thing's got a ton of space. This is a 3-part atomizer here. The cylinder piece comes off. Smooth bore inside. It's got a little bit of an indentation there, just kind of help you figure out which cap to put on there. Okay, and your base here, and you can see I've burnt my center post pretty good, and I've been running this thing hot. And we're going to put a hot build on here too. The deck is nice and deep. Plenty of room for cotton down there. Nice juice well. The O-rings on this one are honestly kind of crappy. Not the best in the world. They're actually kind of splitting, but I don't usually use this cap most of the time. I use my cloud cap, my Durlin. They got the same airflow designs, but the top is, you know, that's a pretty big difference right there in airflow size. So, yeah. So we're going to get to building here, set everything aside here. Now, first I need to straighten this post out here because it's spinning on me. I mean, I can clean that up a little bit with some polish, but it's really not that big of a deal. The post hose are very good size. The screws in my good quality. So far, I haven't had anything backing out or had to change out screws or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so what are we wrapping with? We're going to use Gplat Elite 24 gauge, and we're going to make a competition build. We're going to do a parallel build. 4 wraps on each side. It's a good competition build. Usually comes in right about 0.06 to 0.08 with this Gplat. With regular Camthol, you're probably looking about 0.08, 0.09. So what we're going to do, we just got our piece of wire here. And just going to touch the ends and fold it, just like that. And give us a nice point to work with. So we got our wire just like that. And we're going to hold them just like that too, and I'm going to wrap around actually a pretty big screwdriver here. That's probably one of the biggest ones I got out of that kit. I'm not real sure what size it is. I'll make sure I post in the comments below. My method, just grab it right here and keep your finger and thumb like this so you can keep them parallel. You just start wrapping just like that, and then get you a nice line going. 1, keep them close as good as you can. 2, 3, and 4. So you got 4 wraps there. we'll bring our little tail around here, grab some pliers, and just give it a nice tug and a little twist there. I mean, you can twist this if you want to, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to cut that off anyways. But you got one nice coil there. And it's nice and tight. And you can press it up against there if you want to, but you don't really have to. So you've got one long lead like that, and this piece through here. So all we're going to do is put it right through the center there. Right through the center there. There we go. Now, depending on which side you put it on here is the way you got to wrap it on the other side. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, it kind of depends. So I like to wrap this way. So I'm going to put my lead over on this side. That way I can wrap and tuck under that side. So I'll just put this through on that side right there. Now when I put this in here, I'm not really worried about getting everything really pretty. All I'm worried about are my lead links. How far away from the post that I am. Let's show it that way. And so I want it to be about right there, because we're going to push it over to the center here when we're done. So take our screwdriver here and tighten down our negative lead. Make sure we're happy with our center one. Okay, so both of those are tightened down, and then it's going to kind of pull everything out with the screwdriver here and make everything kind of over to the center. So what you end up with is a single coil that's just kind of right inside that lip there. Not real complicated, pretty easy to do. So we'll snip her in here. Now you can use a couple different ways. I like to actually use this ohm meter to build on, kind of give you a little bit more room there. So we'll take our screwdriver and we're just going to put it right here, right on top, and we're going to try to wrap and tuck under. So just at a little bit of angle there, you're going to wrap, and you just want to kind of tuck it under. And that's your first coil there. And you're going to keep doing the same thing. You just want to wrap it, and then tuck it under and pull it tight. And this Gplat is really easy to work with too. I mean, this is probably the most flexible wire I've ever used. There's 3. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, and this is my 4th wrap. And so I'm going to put this one through the post here. Just like that. And then I pull them together here. So I'm left with 2 coils like this. And you kind of work with them here and try to pull everything nice and tight. You know, don't be gentle with this stuff. It's, you know, it's wire. It's not that big of a deal. If you mess up, you can always do it again. But practice really makes perfect. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've got a nice lead. I'm going to tighten that down on the other thing here. We'll see if we can't scoot it over. It's a little bit tight. Tighten down our negative, and it should look something like that right there. So we'll clip our lead here, and then we're going to throw her on a mod. Yeah. use the onyx here. Well, if I don't drop it first, I was told I'd drop something on every video, so screw that down and we'll just pulse her if we're getting power. And we're not. Might have to put a battery in there. Now we got some power. And see, I'm going to start the tiger there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to push them together. We just kind of want to pulse them. This is a really hot build. And we're going to mash them together here and pretty up our coils. And we'll go ahead and retighten our screws here. Yeah, there we go. Looking pretty good. I like it. What do you think? Look good? Okay, so we got her back on the stand here, and we're going to wick with some Japanese cotton. If you haven't used this stuff, it's pretty amazing stuff. It comes in nice squares like this. Go ahead and slice off a strip. Slice off another one there. Now, as you can see here, I've got pretty good holes in there, so I can pretty much stuff the cotton in here. So all I'm going to do is kind of take it and tug it diagonally and just kind of pull it apart just a tad there, just to give me a point started. Roll a little bit up. And just thread it through. Sorry, hard to do on camera. There we go. Pull it through just like that. Like I said, this thing's got some deep juice wells. This Japanese cotton works great in here. Just like that. We'll take our screwdriver here and push this one up underneath there. And this one I want to back up underneath the back of that coil and stuff it down. Now you can go less cotton if you want to, but with this Gplat it gets very, very hot. So I kind of like to have a little bit more cotton in here. Now if I was in a competition, it'd just be a small piece here, a small piece there, enough for one hit. To kind of maximize airflow. This is good to actually be vaporable. So what we end up with is a nice, pretty cool. Tuck that in there, just like that. So what are we going to drip? What are we going to drip? What are we going to drip? Okay, so I'm dripping Late Night Vapes Blue Raspberry, just kind of a private stock mix. Very good juice, really thick, but this thing is just firing like crazy, all day long. Nice, thick, rich. Put this back on here. I love this cloud cap too. You know, it gives you a nice wide bore. Really gives you the airflow that you're looking for. There you go, guys. It's actually a pretty simple build. Just take some practice. Like I said, it's all about battery safety. But yeah, it's a great build. It's easy to do. Rocking competitions. The Gplat wire, I can't say enough good things about it. I've been impressed with Gplat wire since it came out. But guys, if you have any questions, email me at rabbitsreview@hotmail.com. Check out the Facebook group, Late Night Vapes. As always, guys, have a great day. Vape on. See you guys later.